Volkswagen have just released the ID.Everyone concept. Here's what you need to know about this new EV, which is due in 2027. The ID.Everyone is going to sit on the MEB platform, but the front wheel drive version that we're going to see with the ID.All. The ID.All concept, we've seen that for a couple of years now, and Volkswagen have given us a little bit more information about that we're going to see as early as 2026, they say. So fingers crossed we're going to see the ID.All next year. That was also available, as you can see, with the ID GTI concept, so the sportier version of the vehicle. The ID.Everyone is smaller but based on the same platform, so it's the MEB modular electric platform, but a front wheel drive version that we saw in the ID.2. Volkswagen are also developing a new powertrain with 95 PS to the front wheels. That will mean it's going to have a good blend of efficiency and not too bad performance either. Volkswagen say it'll have a claimed range of up to 250 kilometers, which is 155 miles. Almost exactly the same as what the electric Volkswagen Up had. That means the battery pack sounds like it should be around 40 kilowatt hours, so quite a small battery, especially for your starting point, but there may be bigger batteries in the future. There's been no confirmation that a sportier version will come out either, but as we've seen with the ID GTI concept on the ID.2, that maybe that could be possible. The Up GTI is a great little hot hatch, so I can imagine this being great as well for an electric hot hatch version. But the new 95 PS motor should be quite good. The E-Up had 82 PS or 80 brake horsepower, and it was surprisingly quite a nippy little vehicle, so the ID.Everyone should follow in the footsteps of that vehicle, matching the lowest output 1 litre TSI petrol engines from Volkswagen's brand. So that's quite good. It puts it in line with what you'd see from a petrol vehicle. You may see it definitely has some design cues similar to that of the Volkswagen Up, and Volkswagen have said that as well, that it's a spiritual successor to the VW Up. In terms of size, it sits between the Up and the current Polo, whereas the interior space is going to be the same as what a current Polo gives you. So the same concept with the ID.All, outside the size of a Polo, inside the size of a Golf. With this car, it's going to be more outside, similar size to an Up, inside more similar size to a Polo. You can see to the rear of the car you've got that glass hatch that we see on the Up as well, and also on the ID.3 models. So looks really nice. As well, Volkswagen want to add character to their vehicles, so it's got that friendly face to the rear and to the front of the vehicle. I think the back of the car kind of gives me a little bit of the Renault Twingo vibes, which is going to come next year as well. And they were actually going to work on a project together, Volkswagen and Renault, for a small electric EV, but unfortunately in 2024 the plans fell through, so they are going their own way with their EVs. It's going to have 5 doors as it's been confirmed, and you can see with the concept it's got flush door handles. I should expect that won't come to reduction vehicle, it will probably have proper door handles, and it's got that boxy shape that we saw from the Up. Also a Volkswagen first is the floating roof effect. So at the front of the A-pillar, that's all in gloss black, and then you've got this floating roof like look, which does look quite sporty and nice overall. The 19-inch alloy wheels as well set off the car, so it has quite a striking exterior design to it, which is nice as well. Inside, they've also done a great job making it quite unique, but also nice and simplistic. They've also made a good point about putting physical climate controls back into the vehicle, as a lot of people want to see this from the car. They said they used some more warm and friendly colours inside the cabin just to keep it nice and comforting in there, and the seats you can see are quite similar to that you see on the Up itself. You can see the central infotainment screen that will have the latest generation of Volkswagen software at the time, and also it will be available with over-the-air updates. So Volkswagen say even years down the line it'll still be able to be updated, which is a really great feature, meaning it will stay up to date with the rest of their newer vehicles. As for when it's arriving, it's looking like 2027, and Volkswagen have said it's going to cost about 20,000 euros. That is not a confirmed exact price. They've said with the ID.All they wanted to get it under 25,000 euros, and we've not had the official pricing yet for that, but hopefully it will get close to that. As this is 2027, we're talking 2 years into the future. Who knows, it might be more than 20,000 euros. Certainly when it changes into pounds, you could be looking at a similar price, as in 20,000 pounds as well as euros. You can see on the concept, you've got this amber haze colour, which is quite nice. not too dissimilar to the turmeric yellow on my Golf, which I really like. It does suit the car. The overall design of the ID.Everyone is a nice looking vehicle, and I think they have nailed it with this sort of small compact look. The ID.2 I definitely prefer with its rear concealed door handles and a bit more of a rounder shape at the front and just a bit more classic Volkswagen, but this ID.Everyone certainly does have a lot of up look to it, and it does have a classic Volkswagen design as well with its rounded edges, etc. The headlights interact with the driver as well as to the tail lights, so that's added their little secret sauce, as Volkswagen calls it, for a bit of personality to the vehicle, which is always great to see. In terms of actual space in the vehicle, you have a boot with 305 litres, which is really impressive, especially for this size small electric vehicle. That's great to see. To the front of the car, you'll see the vertical daytime running lights. They also are mirrored onto the back of the car for a nice modern look, and then you've got kind of a visor section at the front top where the headlights are. That does remind me a little bit of what Vauxhall have been doing in the recent years, and also the front of the car does remind me a little bit of the Fiat Grande Panda, which is a new electric vehicle, so they're going up against some competition there. Is it going to be enough for Volkswagen? As I say, 2027 is when we're going to see this car, so we've got a little bit of time to wait yet, but it certainly looks like an interesting proposition from the brand. With plenty of new technologies included in the vehicle, it should be quite a popular option, especially for towns and cities across Europe. As Volkswagen say, it's designed for Europe, made by Europe, so it's going to be built in Europe and also made for the European market, which is quite nice to see, especially when we've seen so many electric vehicle production move to China to lower costs. Volkswagen is still aiming to manage to make this in Europe and make it at a cost, so we'll see how that happens. As I say, we've still not seen the ID.2 yet, which people are quite eager to see hit the roads very soon, especially when competitors such as Renault have seen the Renault 5 just start hitting UK roads now, and the Renault 4 hot on its heels as well. So Volkswagen hopefully will manage to get these cars out on the road quite soon. At 3,880mm long, the ID.Everyone is going to be a true city car, so it's going to be nice and small to get into those tight spaces, while, as I say, inside offering Polo amounts of space, so that's excellent. Obviously the new Polo from 2018 onwards has got quite a large interior space, what we'd see on like a Mark IV Golf for example, so it's very impressive how they're managing to package all this space into a very small vehicle. And then the overall look of the car, you've got some rounded wheel arches, a little bit reminiscent of the Beetle, but I think the ID.2 has definitely got more of a Beetle vibe to it, and just it has an overall very quintessentially Volkswagen look. Volkswagen have also said they want it to have a classless look. That doesn't mean it doesn't have class, that means it essentially can be seen in any walk of life, in any town or city situation, whether that be in Mayfair or wherever. It will look at home, as the Golf and the Polo do. They do have that really nice thing about them, Volkswagens, that they are classless, is that you see everyone driving them, from celebrities to the everyday Joe Block. So that's what they want to do with this, and that's what they're going to say is going to help with its resale value as well, which is certainly true as well. So this is going to be the next generation of Volkswagen ID vehicles on this MEB front wheel drive platform. This maximises interior space and also cuts costs down a lot from making a rear wheel drive powertrain that we see on the rest of the ID range. Also, another innovation inside is we'll see a slide-in centre console, which will be on a rail, so it'll be able to go all the way to the back of the vehicle, all the way to the front, which will be quite an interesting feature for sure. As with concepts, we may see a few tweaks on the actual production car, but they've said that it's going to be similar to this. They generally do stay quite close by to what their recent concepts have been, so we could see a similar car on the road. It's quite nice, it doesn't look revolutionary, it looks like a Volkswagen you would already see on the roads, which is a good thing in a way. That familiarity keeps people with the brand for sure. Is it enough? Is it different enough? I definitely think with newer electric vehicles, people will have their head turned to different brands, especially with the Renault 5, so they're going to have to do a lot to work against that competition, but hopefully they can do it with the ID.2 and now the ID.Everyone, which will just be sold as the ID.1. Thank you for watching this overview on the ID.Everyone concept. I hope you enjoyed this video. My name's Sam. If you're new to the channel, I make new car reviews and car content every single week, so make sure to subscribe down below. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next review.